Man, they can't broadcast like we broadcast. Man, they can't love you like I love you. Let's talk. Yeah. Yeah, all these stations in the city get jealous when we link, tryna copy every move, tryna buy it how we think. They can't handle how you glow when you tune into me. Got them sick, insecure, full of jealousy. All these frequencies around us tryna pull you away, but you loyal to the wave that they just can't play. Let them hate, let them cry, let them plot what they plot. Everything in V the one they want, but now what they got. Yo, I told you from the jump, I'm the signal they fear. Every station in the region wanna whisper in your ear, but they static when they talk, and I hear with precision. They just playlist with ads, I'm a whole damn vision. Digital ops lurking, terrestrial ones too. Trying to win your attention, but you only want truth. They've been running weak promos, trying to mimic my tone, but you tune into a king, you won't downgrade your throne. You told me they bore you, I excite what you feel. You said they drop filler, I
What's
drop patience. They
happening?
beg for your
Boy,
time,
Big
I just
Bach,
command it
everything
with
DMV
ease.
Radio.
Got them
We are
coughing
in
up
the
envy
building.
every time you breathe.
Shout out
All
to
these
everybody
stations
that's
in the
pulling up
city
right
get
now
jealous
over
when
on
we link, tryna
IG,
copy every
on
move, tryna buy it
Twitter,
how we
I
think.
mean,
They
sorry,
can't handle how
Twitch,
you
on
glow when you
Facebook, on
tune into me.
YouTube.
Got them sick,
Thank God,
insecure, full
thank
of
God, thank God. What's
jealousy.
happening?
All these frequencies around
Y'all
us
know what's
tryna
going on.
pull
You
you
know I
away,
got to
but
bring
you
y'all
loyal to
something
the
nice.
wave that they just
You
can't
know I
play.
got to
Let
bring
them
y'all
hate, let
something
them
good.
cry, let them
And this
plot
time
what they
it's
plot.
funny too. So
Everything in V the
I want to thank everybody again for coming through today. It's your boy Bach, Everything DMV Radio. You can find us on all platforms. This is what we do. This is how we do. We go out in the community, we come to our platform, and we share a lot of stuff. This is Women's History Month, and I had the opportunity to talk to a new acquaintance, which is a friend now, and she is here today to talk to us. And if you don't know her, she's all over the internet. She's all over. She has movies. She's hosting. She's doing so much. Tonight, we've got somebody who calls herself Illinois bred, DC fed. And from everything I'm seeing, she's been putting real work in the comedy circuit. Comedian, actress, host, producer. The Gwynn Factor is in the building with us today. So, thank y'all so much for being here. Welcome to the show, Gwen. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Bach? What's up? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. No, thank you for coming. I got the chance to see you at the Christmas party with Mr.
And
Anthony, which
Kevin Anthony, yeah.
so great. Yes, yes, it was so great to see you there. Um, funny, funny, funny. Um, I know a lot of people know you, but for those who don't, can you tell them who you are?
Sure. You kind of summed it all up. Originally, as I like to say, from a little small town in Illinois, outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And I moved here to DC. Been living here about 46 years. So at this point, I am, pretty much a Washingtonian at this point. Spent basically my whole adult life here. And I started doing comedy shortly after I had a bout with breast cancer. So I've been doing comedy about 5 years now in the game. And as I say, and as you said too, I just live my life. These jokes just been writing themselves for the last 60 years. Shit.
Nice. Well, that's amazing. You've come through that breast cancer, and that you're here giving us jokes and keeping us smiling and laughing. My dad was actually born in Missouri, so there's our little
Oh,
connection as well. Yeah, nice.
that's what's up.
Yes.
Midwest.
So I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, another Midwest brother.
Yeah, another Midwest brother. Yeah, they moved to the DC area in like the early '60s and finished up everything over on this side. Um,
Right.
yeah. So how does the jokes write themselves fit you so perfectly?
Uh, well, I started the whole comedy thing about talking about my breast cancer. So that was how the whole thing started because people were like coming to visit and see me. And I was just telling them like the story of the process and the things that was happening at the hospital. And they was just up here like dying laughing, like, girl, you need to go out on the circuit. Like that shit is funny as hell. And I was like, I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just trying to tell the story about what was happening, you know, when they gave me my new titties and whatnot. And then an opportunity presented itself, and I had opportunity to get on stage and do some jokes about the breast cancer, and it just touched so many people. And it's a feeling like I don't know how to describe it, but it's a feeling when you get on stage, that ability to just make people feel good and laugh. It was something. Once I felt it, I was like, oh, I don't ever want to not feel this again. And then people came up to me afterwards and was like, I too went through breast cancer, and you allowed me to laugh and find the funny in it. And I just felt like it was God saying that this is where you need to be at this particular place in time. And it's your journey now to spread laughter and bring, some joy to the world. And clearly so, because shit, times is rough as hell. Shit, we had COVID, now this crazy shit. So yeah, we need laughter more than ever.
No doubt about that. No doubt about it.
No doubt.
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, but it's crazy. What did Illinois, give you that DC sharpened?
Um, I would say, first of all, the Midwest, one thing I always love about the Midwest is we just 100. We keep, when people say, "Oh, I keep it 100," some people do. I feel like folks from the Midwest absolutely keep it 100 at all times. We don't mince our words. We spit it, we say it just like how we feel it. Um, we try to be a little tactful, but sometimes you just got to tell it the way it is. And that's what I do. I just tell it the way it is. Um, I feel like I was born and raised that way. And then, of course, I became an adult here in DC. And I feel like DC just really kind of sharpened that, because I came from a small town to a big pond in DC. And DC absolutely sharpened it. 'Cause I moved here at right at the beginning of the crack and the AIDS epidemic of the 80s. I moved here in 1980. Oh
Wow.
yeah. So it don't get no better sharpening the knives than surviving that
Hey.
shit in the 80s. Okay? Shit.
Literally, right?
Literally, exactly. I grew up in the crack era, had kids, raised kids in the mid to late 80s. So um, you know, that was a whole thing within itself too, dealing with, trying to raise kids in the middle of the crack epidemic.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. I came along around that time, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Oh, it was
crazy
hard.
time. Yeah.
It was, because then you single. I was a single mom, and then AIDS hit, so it wasn't no more raw dogging. And then you had to step lightly and whatnot. So I mean, it was some minefields in the 80s. Okay, shit.
Right. Oh my goodness. When did you realize that, you did not just have jokes, that you had a point of view, because telling stories through your journey, and then having those other people come to you, like, when was that, like, you knew you had it for sure?
Um, I'm gonna say, I kind of always knew I was funny. Like that goes back to childhood. But again, coming up in the Midwest, we're realists. So it was like, you might be funny, but are you get up on stage, be on TV funny? Like a whole bunch of niggas think they funny, funny, but they ain't that funny, funny. And I came from old school black household. Like I wish I would have told my damn black ass parents I wanted to do comedy. I think I could entertain people and be on TV. They was like, hell no. Bitch, you gonna take your ass to school, you gonna get you an education, And we fought for you to be able, folks died for you to be able to get an education. You gonna get your ass a damn education and get you a good ass job. That's what you gonna do. So um, it was never anything that we ever thought about coming up. That just wasn't nothing you thought about in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's still mind boggling even to me now that how you can do it and then the way it can all be done, like with social media and whatnot. Like that still boggles my mind because I had some people come to me back in the 90s when I was bartending at a bar with like a business opportunity and was like, we got this opportunity to get in on the ground floor of where movies could be shipped to your house and
Mm.
you can watch a movie and then eventually you can watch a movie on your computer screen. And so when this man came to me, of course, I thought he was drunk as hell. But I was like, why in the hell would anybody want to order a movie through the mail when I can go right down the block to Blockbusters and get the damn movie and bring it right home? And then I took it a step further and said, why would anybody want to look at a movie on their computer screen when I got this big ass 27-inch TV up in here? Okay, I got this big ass TV. Who want to watch on a little bitty ass, computer screen?
Right.
That's how limited our vision was in the
Right.
90s. I never would imagine that we'd be sitting up here talking on a video on a damn phone and a computer like this.
This
So
crazy.
it
Uh,
is.
uh, yeah. No, you are absolutely right. I know, and it's like we can't see beyond what we see, and right. Oh, crazy,
Nope.
man.
So I did
What
not
made?
see any of that then, but then, um, like I said, I got cancer, and it was one of those like epiphany moments, where it's like, damn, you almost lost your life, but you still here, and God left you here for a reason, you know, and you need to find what your purpose is. And I always knew I loved to entertain. It goes back to just like cooking for people, having family over for the holidays, always being the one that opened my house up. That was my initial form of entertainment, but I never knew it would expand out into this. And so that was when I said, well, um, ain't nothing beat a failure but a try. So I just went out there and did it. And it actually got way bigger, way faster than I ever imagined it really would.
Wow, wow. That's how you kind of know this is me. This is my purpose. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here for. Yeah, nah, amazing, amazing. Um, what kind of stuff? Because I mean, I know you expressed, your cancer situation, but how do you decide, what you're gonna say? Okay, yeah, this is what I'm about to put in my material next time I go on stage, or do you, keep some stuff out, or you just open book?
No, I've been pretty much open book. Other than I did kind of promise my kids that I wouldn't talk about their dad on stage. Like
Yeah.
that was kind of the one thing I said would not go into that area. But I don't know. I feel like maybe if I'm out of town and people don't know me, because the shit funny as hell. Like it's just so much material that I'm just leaving, on the cutting room floor with that one. Like husband number two. Oh, but pretty much no. Because like I said, I started with the cancer. And then after, I did a whole 10, 15, I have like a whole 10, 15-minute bit about that. Then I moved into other areas. I was like, well, I might as well go and talk about these three husbands I done had. So I done broke it down, into bits about each individual husband and relationships. Then, of course, you got to talk about your kids. I haven't even touched on childhood yet. I'm still in my adult years. Like we
Wow.
haven't even touched on a whole, there's still so much of my life I haven't even touched on. But I will admit that in the last couple of years, with everything that's happened, one of the things I said I never would do was really talk about politics. Um, but that, of course, has now changed in the last couple years because I do still feel that when you are given a platform, like they say, uh, the much is given, much is required. So I do feel that people that have platforms, um, we do have a responsibility to get out there and try to educate people on situations. And as bad as things are, but I still want to try to find a funny way to talk about it. So I do talk about politics now, because like I even say in my set, our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote, you know. And I told people, I was out there, I was pushing. I was like, get out there and vote. Do you, vote AKA KKK, do you, okay? And clearly they voted KKK. So here we are. But I said I never would, but I feel like I have kind of found a little niche with the political satire and comedy. I feel a lot of comedians are have to. It's just one of those things you just kind of have to address it.
Yeah.
You can't not address it. That'd be like something happening in the room and something crashing or something funny happening, you as a comedian just ignoring it and not addressing it, which is crazy.
Right.
But the material, like I said, every day something happens. My kids continue to, and they grown as shit. They continue to keep doing shit to give me material. My grandkids give me material. I mean, um, I get people that just tell me I need a camera that should just follow me around everywhere I go and just record. But I was like, well, if we did that, then y'all would take all my material because that's my material.
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah. So nice. Real life, open book. That's what we like to see. That's what we connect to. So do funny people uh see the truth faster than everybody else, or do y'all just say whatever else everybody is scared to say?
Um, I feel like as comedians, we do tend to look at things a little bit different than the average person because I do feel that most comedians are very troubled people. You know, we, we are not the most stable people in the world because I've always been told I had a little crazy, and I think you kind of have to have a little crazy in you to be a comedian because um, it's it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in life and made the least amount of money doing. I've been very successful um, throughout my life in various careers. My longest career, of course, in the legal field, working for law firms. But this is one of the craziest things I've ever done. Like you will literally traipse your ass across the country for pennies to get on stage for a couple minutes, hoping that you get in front of somebody that may potentially see you to get you to the next level, or just for the sheer joy of making, you know, 100 people laugh.
Wow.
That's a little
Mm.
insanity there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely. But it shows the passion as well. But and I thank you for that. What type of comic do you think you are? You set up punch comic, a storyteller? I feel like you that truth teller comic. But How do you feel about your comedy
Oh,
style?
I'm absolutely the storyteller because I've just been able to take stories and still formulate them into jokes. I mean, at the end of the day, but I always find it so funny how I do this huge bit now on my future fourth husband, Melvin. And I always find it so funny at the end of the night, or even in the bit, sometimes I'll even say, Melvin, wave to the people, and he waves and people lose it because they like that nigga exists. Like, oh my God. Like, because they think comedians be lying about shit. They think we be lying. And I be like, nah, his ass is for real, okay? My comedy is my life, okay? And Melvin is part of the comedy now.
Right there in the room with you. Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they're like, or we'll be at the end of the show, and I'll be like, Melvin, can you take the pictures they want to take? And they be like, that's Mel, and I'll be like, yeah, that's Melvin.
uh wow. What you think is harder, being funny in the room or being memorable after the room?
I've never had a problem being memorable. That just kind of comes with that came even before I was a comedian.
Yeah.
So that was never a problem. Um, I feel like for me, it took me a minute for me to find my little niche because I feel like when I first started comedy, I was, to be truthfully honest about it, I was ashamed about being as old as I was. And I didn't think that people would relate to a new comic and me being the age that I was. That because I remember even going to the kids and was like, so I was like, so what the fuck y'all be talking about? What y'all be, what y'all be doing? Let me find out so I can see what I can write some jokes about that y'all be talking about. And when I did that, it didn't work. It wasn't working because people were not relating to me because I was not really opening up and just being myself. And once I finally let that go and was told you just need to do you. Like in other words, quit trying to go to them, bring your audience to you. And once I let that go and just really started getting on stage and just being Gwen,
Yeah.
then that was when the magic really started happening. It really did. Unfortunately, it took me probably about a year and a half before
You
I
you was
before I came to that little realization.
yeah. Nah, that's powerful though, because a lot of people are, scared to be themselves, and they want to try to do something and fit in with what's going on. But that's the magic. It's the you.
It
It's the
is.
you. But also speaking in
But the
front of those people, like I know it's just like, you about to just go speak in front of some random people, you never met, you don't know. Like, how was that part? Getting over that speak?
that but I guess that's never been hard for me either because I've always been a people person. So before when I was young and my kids were young, I worked like two jobs. I had my day job and then I bartended at nighttime. And I always bartended at like whatever the hottest club was, in the DMV area. And so I was always a people person. And I had no problem, like people would come in and want to talk and talk about their problems. And I would talk about my problems too. I'd be like, you ain't the only one with problems. I was like, I got these little bucktooth ass kids and they need braces and I'm in here for the kid. I got the kid a car and then she ain't put no damn oil in the car and burnt the engine out. Like we would just tell these stories about our damn kids. So I feel like I've always done that. I've always was telling jokes. I was just doing it for free and didn't realize that you could get paid for this shit. I was like, what? People get paid just to talk shit and tell stories? I was like, what? So it's been amazing because I was giving it away for like 40 years here. Okay.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. No, that's how it goes. You know, you find that niche and you get in there. But no, I love hearing you and I love that okay. That okay. That right there. Yeah, that's that trademark. Like for sure. Like, okay, let's go.
For sure. For sure. You right.
Yes, yes. So um comedy, how is the backstage? You know, you go to a comedy show, all the comics in there, like what is it like behind the scenes at a comedy show?
Well, that varies. It depends on who you're on the show with, the energy of the show, of the people on the show. I will say though, uh, it does have its fun moments. It really does. Because I mean, on average, think about it. You got, maybe 3 to 5 people that are comedians on this show, and they all talking shit at the same time. So it's a whole lot of humor going on. It's a whole vibe usually, but on the same token, it's still work. And I think that's what a lot of people just think that, oh, it's so much fun, but it's work to this. Like I said, you might drive 3, 4 hours to get somewhere to do this show, and you get there, you're tired. You may have even worked that day on Friday and then still had to drive. Like there's been times where I've had to be, say, like in North Carolina. I need to be in Raleigh. Raleigh's about 3.5 hours from here, depending on traffic. But I also have a day job, so I have to work and make sure that I'm online to work. I work hybrid, remotely, half of the time. So it's nothing for me to get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, hit the road, drive through the morning hours to get to where I need to be, to sit in a hotel lobby for 2 to 3 hours online working until I can check into my room and get, halfway comfortable and then still work, and then work until 5, and then log off, and then you got to get dressed, now get ready, get to your show, still have this energy, and you've been up, you ain't slept, you tired as hell, but you still got to perform, give these folks an amazing show. You might even have 2 shows,
Oh,
and then get up the next day and do it all again, or potentially leave the next morning and get up and get somewhere else, for Saturday.
wow.
But it's a lot to it, I give it to all of the ladies out there that do comedy with young kids, because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it with kids. My kids is grown, so it's a lot easier for me. But I
Yeah,
swear to God, I give them mad praise for
wow.
all the ladies with kids.
Absolutely. Shout out to them. That's what's up.
Yeah. But
What
but
was
it's
that?
also dope though. It's dope. To
Yeah.
be
I can imagine just everybody back there kicking it and you know what I'm saying, and then getting there, doing what you love to do. And that's what I'm trying to help people. So what I do on the back end is help people live in their passions, and learn how to monetize
Mhm.
it so that they can live in that space. You know what I mean? That's the
Right.
happiness, the joy. Yeah, yeah. What's that one joke that you knew was dangerous, but you just it's just too good to let go?
Hmm. The joke that was dangerous. Um, I guess the one I was a little nervous about, the joke where I talk about how my kids don't let me keep my grandkids because they don't trust me. I wasn't sure how my daughter was gonna feel about it when I put the jokes out, about them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but it fucking kills. And at the end of the day, she's like, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. And then I also tell a joke about how, I'm with my Melvin, but he's young. Melvin's young because I like young ass men with old ass names. But it got a little uncomfortable one Christmas when I first brought Melvin around, and come find out he went to school with my damn son-in-law. So he's the same age as my oldest daughter's husband. Okay, that
Hey,
got a little uncomfortable. Okay.
oh no, they're like we compete.
Oh, no, they just backed it up like, yo, what's up, bro? What's up? Like, and I was like, oh shit, y'all know each other. He was like, yeah, we went to Crossland together. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like,
Wow,
okay,
you
this
got
is
it.
this is crazy. I was like, my man is this like 2 years older than my daughter's husband. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's
Hey,
crazy.
you know you got it. I know that's right. Um, you just did a event, Black Women in Comedy. Was the Laugh Fest?
Yes, Black Women in Comedy Laughing. Shout out to the founder and creator Joanna Briley. This was its seventh year
Wow.
um, since she started it. It's based out of New York City. One of the dopest festivals I've been blessed to be a part of. This is my third year involved. The very first year I won Best of the Fest. And so for
Wow.
that point, uh, they bring you back as best of the best, and you can host, you can produce, like you can do a variety of other different things. So I have kind of stepped up and taken more of a leadership role to produce. This is my second year now producing
Oh wow.
a show in the festival in Midtown Manhattan, and I call it MILF,
Mm,
MILF, but it don't stand for what you think it
okay.
stands for.
Okay.
Cause I
Okay.
know where your mind went.
I'm like, wow. Well, you said you got Melvin, so
That's true, and it is. We be milfing, we do, but the MILF stand for make it laugh forever.
I know that's right.
Is is the way, and that's why I tell people. I knew your mind went to the gutter. I knew your mind went to the gutter,
Um,
but no, we keeping it out. This is it's just about the laughs, but it's a good acronym. I am a sucker for a good acronym. Who don't love a good acronym? Um,
uh,
but 2 years in producing this show, um, this it has really grown in the last 2 years of doing it, and I've just been grateful for Joanna providing a platform for Black women and women of color to be able um, to showcase our talents, because I try to tell people when it comes to the comedy totem pole, it goes like white comedian,
mm,
white male comedian, then it's black male comedian, and then it's Asian male comedian, Hispanic male comedian,
mm.
and then Asian woman, white woman, and everyone else. And at the very bottom of the totem pole is the black comedian woman.
Wow.
We are at probably the bottom of the totem pole as far as people thinking that we're funny. I think they
Yeah.
think that we're funny, but that we're limited,
Mm,
you know, on what it is that we can talk about. But, I pride myself on trying to do smart comedy,
yeah.
comedy that's relatable to regardless of race, but just things that, we all are dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's powerful, yo. So yeah, big shout out. Big shout out. We really
Yeah.
appreciate her. Yes.
She's
Wow.
doing great things in New York. They usually bring about 30 women over the course of 5 days. There's like 17 different venues throughout Manhattan, Harlem, Brooklyn. I mean, it's just such an amazing thing. And I feel like finally, after um, 7 years of this, the word is really starting to get out and it's really starting to be recognized and acknowledged for what she meant it to be by putting it out. We've appeared on Sherry Shepherd before. She has acknowledged Black women in comedy. So I continue to say each year it just continues to grow and get bigger and bigger.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Ah, so with that said, like, everybody, next basketball player, next, football player, next, your soccer player, they're always like, oh, they bringing in someone new. How
Right.
was that, coming into the comedy space? How did the other, black women, you know, come around, or was it, like, who is this lady, or, they trying to get booked over, the next one? Like, how does that work? Is the support there?
I feel like it's always there when you're first starting out because no one is ever, you know, you're never a problem until you become a threat.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, and I do feel like there is a lot of camaraderie between the women, but it does start to get a little tough as you move up into the ranks because unfortunately, and I'm sure you've seen it before, you go to a comedy show and they'll have a total killer lineup and one female,
yeah, for sure.
one female. Um, and sometimes not even the one, but it's always like when you start getting to the stages of like the big ones, the arenas and things like that, then it becomes even harder and harder, you know because they're only going to pick one, maybe two. They might have two or three that they rotate, between the shows, but um and you want to be supportive, but at the same token, people always still want that position. At the end of the day, it's still competition.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's hard. But I always have said this from day one, and I will continue to say this um, till, my dying day in this game is what God has for you is for you.
mm,
And if it's something that doesn't happen for me, then that's not where God's trying to take me at this time. It wasn't meant for me. It was meant. So I'm always going to still support and give flowers to all my other female comedians because I still feel like at the day, you can't take what God has for me. And if I didn't get it, it wasn't meant for me. It was
amen.
meant for the person who got it. And I'm going to cheer them on as if it was me because I feel like if one of us make it, it's a step towards all of us making it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I love that. Wow, thank you. What do rooms, around legends, like George Wallace, teach you that, small rooms don't?
Uh, I would say, first of all, knives sharpen knives. Okay. Um, I don't know about you, but like I'm a very competitive person. I play a lot of sports, and one of my favorite games to play, I like to bowl. And I feel like my bowling game is only as good as the people I'm bowling with. And I feel pool when I shoot pool, I feel like it's the same way too. So if I'm playing with some trash, then my game is usually trash. But when you're playing with like Fat Domino over here, that's just like boom, boom, boom in every pocket, you step your game up. Knives sharpen knives.
Absolutely.
Um, so I feel like that's the plus that you get from those bigger stages and being around. legends and OGs in the game to be able to sit back and watch, how they perform, how they formulate and write jokes. A friend told me a story one time, and I thought it was so amazing. She said that she didn't really get to meet George Wallace, but she saw him in LA. He showed up at the Laugh Factory, uh, jumped on stage on a Sunday to do some time. And he went up there, and everybody who knows George knows he's known for his yellow legal pad that he carries. He hand writes like I still hand write, and uh, and I began to think it's for the best because we write our shit in cursive. So can none of these youngins steal none of our shit because they can't read the shit. It's like a foreign fucking language to their ass. We
Uh,
can set our pad down and leave the room, okay? And they can't read none of that shit. Um, but anyway, he came in, he was working some new material, and she said it was funny. The jokes that he was doing, you could hear the formulation of them, and they were funny. And then the next night he came back again and he had tweaked them and they were tightened up a little. And then the next night he came back on Tuesday and performed, and the jokes killed. It literally took him 3 days to
wow,
write a joke and get up on stage, tweak it, and formulate it to final, and be able to perform it in 3 days.
wow,
That's watching a master class right there.
wow.
That is a master class because sometimes I write stuff and it may take months before something to come to me to really, really make it funny. And then I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, where's that damn joke I wrote a few months? Like I finally got the punchline for it
Right.
now.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Um,
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. To get, that on the job training, right? That,
oh yeah.
yeah, is that's amazing. What would you say, the difference would, be in like, getting laughs or getting respect in the comedy industry?
I think they're pretty hand in hand.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, at the end of the day, if people are laughing, then you're earning the respect. Because, you'll hear a lot of people say, well, there's a lot of comedians don't really want, people on stage with them that's as funny. They don't want you to be as funny as it. And that may be true, but I feel like that's a very small percentage. I mean, at the end of the day, a true comedian wants everybody on that stage to rip. I mean, and make and put your boot, as we like to say, put your boot on their neck to where they can't breathe. You just over here like, stop making me laugh. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. That is what you truly want. What most comedians truly want. So I feel like if you have shown that you're funny like that, then the respect comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is our viral round. So what we gonna do is I got some questions for you. You can keep your answers to under like 20 seconds, and we just gonna shoot through some questions real quick. You ready?
Okay,
All right,
absolutely. Spit
let's
it.
do it. All right. So what was the cleanest bomb you ever had?
The cleanest bomb? Like you mean a clean set?
Yes.
I would say that was absolutely at the highfalutin rich white folk retirement home. They was not feeling none of that shit I was spitting at all. Arms just folded up.
Oh
Old white people. Just
oh my goodness. Most ridiculous audience member.
Oh, that was like last week. I would have to say that was Mr. Bernard, who wouldn't shut the fuck up. I finally had to say, Bernard, you gonna shut the fuck up, okay? You gonna shut up. Who gonna tell these jokes? You or me? I done got paid, so you can have the mic, okay? I got my money.
uh, topic that always works.
Children,
A,
children.
a topic that should work but doesn't.
Uh, I would say sometimes, I guess politics. Sometimes.
Uh-huh. The city with the best energy.
Ooh, there's a couple, but I'm gonna put Baltimore at the top. I love Baltimore, and I would say next, I would probably say like Chicago has some of the greatest energy I've seen, but Chicago can also, turn on you. Like, cause if you're not funny, oh, they'll shut your ass down. But they come for the energy. They come to laugh. But if you ain't funny, they'll let your ass know.
Are hecklers ever useful?
Yes. Um, they allow for improv that can go in a direction. Sometimes you don't always know where it's going. We try to steer it back into directions that get us back to our material. But absolutely, I've seen Mr. Bernard just last week. He was funny as hell. He wanted to be the show, but he was funny.
Is dating a comedian a gift or a punishment?
Oh, I would never know that because I'm an old bitch and I got Melvin now, so I will probably never be able to answer that because I ain't never been with a comedian. I know this is why God didn't let me get into comedy until 55. Because if I'd have been in comedy back during my hoism days, oh my God, I probably have fucked all them niggas, okay? I'm just saying. Because again, this would have been before the AIDS epidemic, and we was fucking rickety raw back in them days. Okay,
I
so
heard.
I probably would have fucked Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Young Eddie. I'd have fucked D.L. Hughley. I'd have fucked all them niggas. Probably fucked all of them.
Uh, finish this sentence for me. Comedy is dying when
Comedy is dying when society will not allow us to speak freely and control what they consider funny with this whole cancel culture environment. They are ruining comedy with that shit.
definitely comedy wins when just the opposite, I guess, right?
Correct. Comedy wins when you just let us be us. Just
Yeah.
let us just let us talk about because I want to tell a joke. This might go over my 20 seconds, but I want to tell a joke about this Iran war right now. I'm working on this joke right now. And I feel like, first of all, we done fucked up because these Gen Zs is not ready for war. They can't take the trash out. How they gonna take Iran out? Okay. And then you got all these mamas that done turned all these little soft ass boys into the best sugar mama gigolos ever. They ain't ready for war, and they over here like, how can I get my son out of war? And so I'm trying to write a joke about how I'm gonna create a class on how to turn your son into a flaming gay man in 48 hours. And we gonna call it bootybusters.com. It's gonna be my website. Uh, I'm gonna be able to teach your boy how to come off as a flaming gay man in 48 hours to keep from having to go to the war. So
Oh my
that's my
goodness.
current joke I'm working on.
Oh my goodness. It might not be too hard because they not. It's hard. I'm
Well,
telling
you
you.
know, Trump made up his mind he didn't want gay people in the military, and I think it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass because he gonna want them gay men up in this war. I'm telling you, because these little Gen Zs is not gonna be able to fight your war for you. We are doomed,
Oh,
okay, if we relying on these little young motherfuckers to win the war for us. We doomed as we know it.
oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. I'm wondering every day, when is something going to hit here? Cuz I don't know what's going on. And in this day and time, like I don't think that option is off the table.
Well, all I know is that when it do hit, they done already said they really ain't coming for black people. And I'm just gonna be walking around with a shirt on at all times that be like, I'm Iranian, nigga, I'm black. I'm black. And I hope they don't hit till summertime till I'm a little darker and I can blend in with my people because this is the one time. Please do not confuse me for a white person, okay? Do not confuse my ass. I am not Bob Ross's long lost love child, okay? I do not want to be white. This is not a job interview. I am blickety black, okay?
I know
Because
that's right.
they said they ain't coming for the black people, but you know when they drop the bomb, it ain't like the bomb gonna say, "Oh, you black, let me go around you." Okay?
Exactly. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I hope we can get past this one unscathed. So, what should people expect when they come to see the Gwynn Factor live?
A lot of energy. Uh, just ready to laugh, open up, and receive it. Cause again, I can only tell it the way I see it, and I just talk about things and how I see things in the world, the way I see it.
Absolutely. There it is. There it is. What type of audience do you love? Like, what's the one that really gets you in your zone, really gets you there?
I used to always feel like I could only make, black audiences laugh, but I've come to realize white people love me too now, though. And I've even found like uh little young Asian boys love me. And then I saw on my demographics on Instagram, I have a whole little Nigerian following as well. Them
Oh,
little African scammers love the hell out my damn jokes, okay? They be loving my shit. So I have realized, but I swear in the beginning, I thought my comedy was only going to be relatable to like your 50 and over old ass black people. But come to find out, they're not. I performed from ages 20 all the way up to 80.
wow.
Jewish people, white people, Asian people. Oh, the Hispanics love me too. Weapons to my Latina community. They love me too.
I know that's right. Nah, I love you
Uh,
too. Give me what we want, everybody to do, any events that you having coming up, how they could best support, your movement, what you got going on, any bookings, how do they, work with you and, support what you got going on?
thank you for asking that, always putting that out there. I ask that everybody always please follow me because, as I say, I'm old and my folks die every day. So my numbers be like up and down, up and down. So please follow me. Of course, on all these social media platforms. It's the Gwynn, Gwynn Factor, and that's on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. So follow on all those platforms. I do have for my DMV community, I will be in Waldorf this Saturday. Hosting. I got the so funny Cool Bubba Ice from out of New York City and DC Maryland's own Funny Man Skiba as my headliners. I will be hosting. This is a monthly that we're just bringing back. And this is my only show locally this month. The rest of the month, I am out of town. If you're in the San Antonio, Texas area, I will be in San Antonio from March 26th through the 28th. I have shows there. Those are all on my link tree. All ticket links are in my link tree in my bio. If you want to catch me, and then I will then be in New York City, in Harlem, the 11th through the 13th. You can catch me up there. But I only pretty much do about one or two local shows. And then lastly, I will be bringing back for my third year now, the infamous Gwynn Factor presents Pool Time Summer Series comedy shows where we bring outdoors and laughter together, poolside once a month. And this year will be June, I think it's June 13th, July 18th, and August 15th. Those will be the three shows. And there will be a variety of comedians from across the country that I bring in for those shows. But it's an amazing time. Food, drink, laughter, swimming. It's just a whole vibe. And then we do an amazing little after party. But you have to hit me up directly uh, for the location and for tickets on that.
All right, all right. And they just go right to your Instagram page, the Gwynn Factor. That's
Absolutely.
TheGwynNFactor. And you hit her up and she will
That's it.
get you connected. Miss Gwynn Factor, thank you so much. Yes,
Uh,
happy woman,
Thank you. I
happy
appreciate you.
comedian.
Thank you so much again for
Yeah,
having me.
absolutely. Anytime. And I'll definitely be hitting you up so I can be there too, so I can catch some funnies and laugh.
Okay. Sounds good. Look forward to
Thank
it.
you so much, and we will see you next time. Everybody, go follow her, go check her out, show her some love. It's your boy Bach, everything DMV Radio, and we are out.
Mm. Mm.
Been watching us all year. Man, they can't broadcast like we broadcast. Man, they can't love you like I love you. Let's talk. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, all these stations in the city get jealous when we link, tryna copy every move, tryna buy it how we think. They can't handle how you glow when you tune into me. Got them sick, insecure, full of jealousy. All these frequencies around us tryna pull you away, but you loyal to the wave that they just can't play. Let them hate, let them cry, let them plot what they plot. Everything in V the one they want, but now what they got. Yo, I told you from the jump, I'm the signal they fear. Every station in the region wanna whisper in your ear, but they static when they talk, and I hear with precision. They just playlist with ads, I'm a whole damn vision. Digital ops lurking, terrestrial ones too. Trying to win your attention, but you only want truth. They've been running weak promos, trying to mimic my tone, but you tune into a king, you won't downgrade your throne.